Teachers, what clicked about a pupil after meeting their parents? This was during my student teaching, toward the end of my placement in an 8th grade classroom. I'd already gotten used to the usual mix of kids, some motivated, some tuned out, some quietly coasting. There was one girl in particular who constantly stood out, but not in a good way. She never turned in anything on time. Big assignments, daily work, even participation activities. She either skipped them or asked for extensions last minute. And when she did finally submit something, it was usually rushed and sloppy, or just barely scratched the surface of what the prompt required. I gave her multiple chances, stayed after class to talk to her, reminded her about deadlines, tried positive reinforcement, the whole teacher toolkit. Nothing stuck. Then I caught her cheating on a quiz. She had taken a sheet of answers, tucked them into the plastic sleeve of her binder, and laid the binder on the floor next to her desk. The moment I noticed her glancing down too often, I went over, picked up the binder, pulled out the sheet, and just said, "You're done. Turn it in." She didn't even argue, just shrugged and handed over the quiz. I gave her a 0 and documented everything for my mentor teacher. A week later, it was parent-teacher conference day. Her mom came in with her, both sitting across from me at the small round table the school had set up in the gym. The mom had brought a thick stack of all the girls' returned assignments. She laid them out like evidence in a trial and started going one by one. She spelled the word correctly here. You gave no points. Shouldn't she get something for spelling? This answer is actually right. I know she crossed it out and picked another one, but her first instinct was correct. Doesn't that count for anything? She showed work here, even if the final answer is wrong. On and on it went. She debated partial credit like she was haggling at a flea market. The girl just sat there quietly, not even looking embarrassed. This was routine for her. Then the mom brought up the quiz, the one her daughter had blatantly cheated on. I explained calmly how I had caught her, showed the notes I had made, even described the setup with the binder and the cheat sheet. The mom listened, nodded, and then looked me right in the eye and said, "Well, you should give her some credit. That was a clever trick." There was no irony in her voice, no sarcasm, just a flat, sincere tone, like cheating deserved praise if it was creative enough. It was one of those moments where everything about the student suddenly made perfect sense. That same night, I talked to my mentor teacher and the vice principal, and from then on, any meeting with that parent included all 3 of us. I wasn't going to sit alone again while someone tried to turn academic dishonesty into a debate over ingenuity. I wish I could say that the student turned a corner after that, but she didn't. With a parent like that backing her up, why would she? Accountability was a foreign concept in that household. Every consequence was negotiable. Every mistake was someone else's fault, or at least up for reinterpretation. It was a learning moment for me, too. Not every struggling student comes from a place of neglect or chaos. Sometimes the problem is a little more polished. A parent who's too involved in all the wrong ways, a household where you're taught to look for loopholes instead of growth. After that, I paid closer attention to patterns. Not just in grades, but in attitude. It's not always about what the kids do. It's about what they've been taught to think is acceptable.